Well, hello there. It's us again, and this is another one of our virtual shows because this weekend we should have been at the wonderful World Heritage Site of Saltaire in Shipley in Yorkshire. And we were really looking forward to going there. Shipley has Saltaire as their model village, and it was created by Sir Titus Salt for the woolen industry in 1851. And he was a very nice person to work for, apparently, and he gave all his workers these wonderful stone houses and built this village. And the River Aire runs close by, so it's a combination of him, Titus Salt, and the River Aire that gives it its name, Saltaire.
You know quite a lot about it.
I know, Wikipedia is wonderful, you know. But the lovely thing is that we can still do Saltaire Arts Trail this weekend. We are. We are doing it now from the confines of our kitchen in our wonderful town of Stratford-upon-Avon, but we're not going to be downtrodden by any virus or anything. We're going to soldier on and give you a little insight into our works.
In fact, it's the Saltaire Makers Fair and Arts Trail.
Yes, this weekend not only are we broadcasting to you our show that we would have had at Saltaire, we're also part of the Makers Trail, which is a virtual online show that Saltaire Inspired are doing. So we urge you to follow that. All the links will be at the bottom of this video. So,
well, just Saltaire Inspired. Remember that, and go to Instagram, go to Facebook, or go to the website Saltaire Inspired, and you'll find all the information you need to know. And there's even other exhibitions, like there's Students' House, and that's students within the area and all their artwork. So all the things they were going to put on for the show in some way or another is available online. And then with regards to actually visiting and being a part of the Makers Fair, there's a lovely company, and their website is Shop Appy. Imagine happy but without the H.
Shop Appy, darling, Shop Appy.
And we're all on there, and what's fantastic, they've made the events. They've made an event called the Saltaire Makers Fair. And if you go on there and your location's set to Saltaire, you find us all.
Yep, and we will get to Saltaire eventually, and hopefully you'll see us
Next
there.
year.
We can't wait to see the place. But in the meantime, we have been doing these videos every time we should have been doing a show somewhere in the UK. So if you haven't looked at our other videos on this channel, then take a little browse at some point and you'll see. But the idea is that we take you through some of our makes. I'm Steve Brooks. Mine is Wacky Lamps. I do these weird and wonderful lamps you probably see in the background here from either upcycled vintage items or from galvanized iron pipes. And this is my partner in crime.
And I'm Stephanie Lester, Toutique, and I'm the fibre artist. And I mainly make 3D sculptures from wool and alpaca and other fibres. And that would have been my main items that I would have brought along to Saltaire. But because you're seeing us here, I'm going to show you a couple of other of my items as well.
So the idea is that we give you a little guided tour of our stand, just briefly, and then we'll be looking at Steph's makes first of all. And then I've got two new products that I'm very excited about, new products that I'm launching at Saltaire, launching it with this this very video here. So that's quite exciting. That'll be a little bit later on in
we're
our
excited.
offering. We're always excited.
Yeah,
Doesn't take much to excite us, but we're very excited. And we're excited that you're joining us as well. So please leave any comments for us. Subscribe to our channel. Leave us comments for us below if you want to know anything more about what you see. There's lots of ways you can contact us.
And all the contact details are there.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Now, because we're at a show, I've got my show hat on, and you smell lovely.
Yes, got my show perfume.
Show perfume on.
Oh yeah.
So let's get going. So first of all, we're going to look at what you got to offer to our wonderful listeners this week. And here she is, hard at work at a demonstration table.
Yeah, as normal. You had a good look round the stand, have you?
Yes, we've had a little browse around the stand. We'll look at some more pieces maybe later on, or if there's anything specific that people ask about, we can certainly
Well,
look
if
at
you've
those.
had a look around the stand, I'll tell you about needle felting then. So, needle felting, well, it does exactly what it says on the tin. You have these little needles, and they're not normal needles. These are needles which have got little barbs on the end. And
I'm going to try.
Oh, are
I'm
you?
going to try and do a little bit of a close-up here for
my
people.
Lord. Good luck with that.
Yep, here we go. In we come.
Okay, they're going in.
Oh yes, you can see.
Yeah?
You just about see. You just
You see
turn
the
them,
barbs?
spin the needle around. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you can see them.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, twisted needle with barbs.
Mhm.
And so just by taking that needle and stabbing it into the wool, it starts to felt it together. Oh, I've just stabbed myself, look.
Cut.
On camera. Great.
When's the last time you stabbed
You know,
yourself?
people say to me, do you stab yourself? I say, not often. Well, look at that. Great. Oh, God.
Do you want to get some plaster, or should we just cut and get a plaster?
No, it's fine.
That's the first.
That's hysterical.
It's brilliant, isn't it? We'll keep that into the final
Yes,
cut.
I think so. I think just goes to show.
Just to show.
We're all human.
We're all human.
Yes, so wool fibre has scales on it. So the barbs in the needle and the scales come together. It actually makes the wool fibres lock together. So just by the action of stabbing, as it were, and in fact, in the US, they call it stabbing.
Well, they would do, wouldn't they?
Yeah. There we go. And it just very quickly felts it together. So,
And if you carried on like that, you'd get quite hard, wouldn't it?
well, basically, it would just get smaller, and smaller. So, things like my hairs here, I've actually got a wire armature. So you actually start by wrapping the wool around.
That's like a wire skeleton,
Sorry,
isn't
a
it?
wire skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you wrap the wool around that to start with, and then you stab the wool into that. But that just means that you can bend and pose the little creatures once they're actually done. You can get kits, you can go to workshops, and in fact this event goes on for 2 weeks, and this video here is just the introduction to it, and we invite you to come back and actually see the other videos that we're doing, because I'm actually going to make different things which I'll then put in the shop, and I'll do a video showing me making it, so you'll actually get a bit more of an idea, because this video is just a little introduction and I don't want to go into that much detail. So if you have anything that you think, oh, that would be nice to see that made, now's the time to shout, because we've got 2 weeks worth that we can actually do that.
Yeah.
So.
As long as it's possible for you to make one. Yeah.
Well,
Let's say
I'll say that's a challenge.
a herd of elephants. There we are.
That would be a challenge to pick
Yeah.
something that I couldn't do. I mean, one of the things that I've seen, I thought, well, that would be a nice little thing to do, was going to be a little dragon coming out of an egg, because I've never actually done that.
All right, yeah.
And
Dragons are always in, aren't they? They're always
yes,
in vogue.
absolutely,
Dragons are. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so
Right.
on to your next thing.
Yeah, so I just want to show you some of the things that I've made. And first of all, as I say, just a little introduction to my boxing hairs, which hopefully will be finished quite soon. I'm doing a little range of hairs at the moment, running hair, looking at the moon. And so when this one's
The
finished...
thing I like about those is the expressions on the faces.
Oh, I know, it's the
one's just been
that face where
clouted,
it's like,
about to be
yeah, that's
clouted
right.
by the other one.
Absolutely. So the idea
Yeah.
is they're actually going to be mounted.
So they're not absolutely identical, are they?
No,
They're,
no.
one is
No,
obviously
one of them has actually just swiped the other one.
has got the
Because
first
you can
punch
see,
in,
look at
yeah.
his face
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
back. And this one will actually have just plastered him. So no, they're not the same. Not the same at all. And then little Milo. Which
Become part of our family, this,
I
hasn't it?
know. If you've seen any of our other videos, you'll have met Milo in his various stages. But Milo is going to be going home very soon.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes, he's going home.
Have a little look round
he
Milo,
is-
shall we?
So if you want to, not too close.
No, I'm not going
I've told
too
you about
close.
this before.
No, because he'll bite, won't he? Yeah.
No, just not too close. Okay, so can you have a little look at the paws, just to go down sort of the detail with regards that you can put in, with regards to the claws and the pads.
Oops, moved him.
underneath. Yep.
Just got him, you've moved
Well,
him.
you see, you must be too close.
There we are.
And his little pads underneath.
Yeah.
So you can go to extreme details or not, depending what stage you're actually at. But obviously this is a commission of Carol and John's Milo.
Beloved Milo. He's been a lovely asset to our family. He's stood
really
guard in the lounge for
really loved having
a number
him
of weeks now.
I bring him down so he can watch telly with us in the evening.
Yeah.
But no, he's told me he's had enough. He wants to go home now.
Right.
So I'm actually going to do a video just of him later. And
all right. Star of the show he'll be.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me put you over there, darling. And then I just wanted, this once again is one of my very involved pieces.
Yeah.
It's actually a Mauritius Kestrel. And I am going to put a gecko in his talons here.
Because geckos are what they eat, isn't it?
In Mauritius,
in
yes.
their natural habitat.
Over here it would be mice and things, but apparently it's very specific.
Well, I didn't tell you, just as a aside, if you wanted a mouse, I was hoovering this morning and something clogged the hoover, and it was a dead mouse.
Very
I could have saved him for you. You could have. I don't know. I didn't do it.
When you say that, we're joking apart. I said it's one of those things that when you become a needle felter and you see a dead animal on the side of the road, as sad as that is, you then go, ooh, wonder if this is an opportunity to actually study said animal and actually look at. And it's dreadful, but we all admit it, we all do.
The macabre.
And especially things like birds, because actually there's some fabulous YouTube videos which show, and I think I can't remember which bird it is, but it is a bird you eat. And they showed
Do we start naming them or not?
No.
Okay, just start having
No, forget it. But they showed the movement of the wings, and that's so useful when you're actually coming to actually.
But he's been a real.
The reason why I'm turning him upside down is because I still have all this detail of the black and white to come down his chest, and he's going
300 or so feathers on
300 because you obviously look at this, all this fluff that I've got to take off. You may be able to see if I show that you can see through these ones.
Oh yeah,
that's how thin they are. So on this side, obviously you've got the primaries, you've got the secondaries, and then all of these little covering ones, as well as underneath here you've got the back feathers,
which you can't see, but you know they're there.
Doesn't matter. They are there. Okay.
Well, that would affect the overall look of the shape of the bird, wouldn't it?
To me, you know, if I'm going to do it properly. Do it to the best of my ability. Let's nothing any of us do is perfect. Nature itself is not perfect, so that would be. So then over this side as well, you have to additionally put these ones on. These ones are double-sided, but these are then additionally little ones which have gone on. So 300 feathers in all. And then I'm just getting the effect. Now I'm going to bring him over here because you see how his little head feathers are done. Mm-hmm. That is wool, once again put in individually, and that's how I'm doing the wool, which is going. See if I can stand them up.
I've seen some of these done where they actually just use a marker pen.
Yes, which you can.
Not just a marker pen, but
they're Copic marker pens.
Copic marker pens.
Which you can do, but it doesn't get the same effect.
No.
Number one, the colouring's not the same, but as you can imagine, a feather, which is what we're trying to imitate, and in this case wool, you actually have the colour goes all the way down and then another colour over the top, so then you get an almost greyness and things. If you did it with a Copic marker, you wouldn't actually get that. So so basically I have just got to get this all the way up, finish off his little bits.
Finish him off, brilliant.
And then
he'll be ready to find a new home.
Yes, so very excited about him. So I then just want to, having talked a little bit about those makes, and things like the horse and hutch are actually up on Shop Appy. If you want to, actually you can go and look at them in even more detail in there. I really did stab my finger.
Yeah.
But the other thing,
so you noticed the concern in my voice.
Yeah, but it was excellent. Yeah, about 2 seconds.
Yeah, move on.
It's my own fault. Self-inflicted. So the other thing I wanted to say about, are you able to go on to the hedgehogs?
The little hedgehogs.
So these are my little stylised hedgehogs, which I love doing. And I don't normally put them online. But for Saltaire...
just for shows normally.
I just take them along to shows. But I thought for Saltaire, I'm going to actually put them up on the Shop Happy and make them available.
So here we've got, am I right, we've got autumn, winter and summer.
Well, this one's a different one. So you've got summer and winter.
Oh yeah, summer and winter there.
And this is just my afro.
Your afro, your Rasta hedgehog.
But I also wanted to, if you come up to like the slug, which is a little gardener's trophy.
Oh, Father's Day coming
Father's Day, looking for a Father's Day, that's a little trophy of a slug.
Yeah,
that sort
bane of my life in the garden. Yeah.
So I'm going to put some of these things up on Shop Happy over the weekend. Number one, you can get a closer look at them. And number two, if you're looking for a gift.
People might be also noticing as I'm panning around here, I do catch your critters occasionally,
yeah.
which aren't needle felted. These are actual artisan bears.
They're artisan bears. So basically teddy bears, but I make them into various animals.
But maybe another video would be showing how the process of that could be.
Well, yeah.
Put you on the spot a bit there, haven't I?
I suppose the reason being that I learned my technique from someone, and I think that's her video to do, and not mine.
Okay, could be.
That's just I stick myself to showing people the techniques that I've brought together to do my needle felting, and yeah, I think that's Lainey's.
Lainey is your mentor when it came to
instructor when it comes to artisan bears, and I think that's for her to do, to share her secrets and things. So one last bit, if you just go down to these are little brooches. They're little my little sleeping dragon, and I'm going to put one in my hand so that you can just see. They are quite large, but they are just so cute. You're going too close again.
No, I'm not. No, you don't know how close I'm going.
I can guess.
No, you can't.
You just can't help yourself.
Lovely.
And I've got
when you see a BBC documentary, you never hear the presenter criticise the cameraman on air, do you? No.
I bet they do then.
No.
3 different colourways.
You know that injury from your needle?
Yeah. And these ones I'm going to put up actually for a special price.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't usually do that.
You don't?
No.
Special and price don't usually appear in your vocabulary?
No, they don't. So so that's basically a brief introduction to the stand, let you know what I'm going to be doing during the week, how you can perhaps get involved. So all our contact details are going to be underneath this video on YouTube. So if you want to come and find more, please do. We are on Facebook and Instagram, as well as having websites and the YouTube channel.
Can I have a go now, please?
You certainly can, sir.
Now we're going to move over, and I'm going to show you 2 new products that I'm launching. Yes. One of them especially for Father's Day. Ooh. But they'll be on the Shop Happy site as well.
Yeah.
So join me in a few ticks, really. Over here.
There you are.
So this is the Wacky Lamps part of our stand. It started off with just an odd few lamps to light up Steph's stand and show her creations off to their best. And it sort of snowballed from there, really. I got into making lamps, and particularly found that the old type of galvanized iron piping that I remember from my youth was still around, still available, and was the great components to make lamps. So this is what you see here is a range of, I call them steampunk style pipe lamps. So basically they're galvanized iron pipes, and with wiring through them. I try to make things a little bit more interesting by putting the switches in different places. For instance, on the motorcycle here, which is one of my favourite constructions, the switch is where you would expect the motorcycle starting switch to be, or the key would go in there. And this is one of my cheeky chappy, the saucy pipe range. This is the gymnast doing his Boston Crab, as I call it, and there on his extremity is the switch there. People love that.
They do.
So my lamps, the design of them got a little bit more intricate, and people love them. But you always get those people at shows, and you know them. There's the elderly couple walking past, and she'll nudge her husband. Oh, look, George, you've got some old gas fittings in the garage. You could make one of those.
See, I don't remember them talking like that.
Well, they did, believe you me, or an accent approaching that. And I always smile because there's a little bit more to it than that. But that got me thinking, maybe there is a way of giving people something exciting. Maybe there's a way of giving people the chance to make their own pipe lamps. No one else does it, as far as I know, in the world. You buy them ready-made, or you buy the components yourself and do it at home. But no one has brought out any product that enables you to make quite easy a pipe lamp until now. So join me at the bench here, and I'll show you 2 new products that I've just launched for Saltaire this week. So here we have it then, the new products that I've been talking about, and there's 2 lamp kits that I've produced. It took a lot of thinking as how do I make kits where people can safely and easily build their own pipe lamp. So far we've just got the 2, and we'll start off by looking at this one here. This is quite romantically named Pipe Man the Lover. So basically here he is there on his knees, one hand behind the back, proposing maybe, who knows. And in his other hand here, we have a little test tube of water. The perfect place to pop a single stemmed rose or other flower. And there he is. So that's a rose picked from our garden this morning. So there he is, and turn him on there, and there we have a perfect little gift, Valentine's Day gift, wedding gift, anniversary gift for your mom, for your dad even.
Actually propose, couldn't you?
You could propose using this, and you could have the ring maybe in his other hand stuck around there, you see. Got ideas. So everything you need to make Pipe Man the Lover is in this little box here, will be in this little box here. It's amazing how condensed all the bits get. So there's the box, and here are all the components that you need to make this lamp. You don't need any electrical experience, but I would suggest that if you're a little bit unsure when you've built the lamp, before you use it, get it checked out by an electrician if you really think that you're not too sure. But it's only 3 amps, it's fully earthed, and it goes together really easily because I've made it easy for you, of course. The main problem, of course, is getting the wiring into the lamp. And I've done that for you already. The grommet, the hole with the grommet in this iron T has already been made for you. The little black rubber grommet, it stops any chaffing of the cable as it goes in. Right. It's a rubber grommet that fits inside and outside, and it's on there so you can just thread the cable up there. And if you see the back of Pipe Man here, up his bum as it were, that's where the cable goes. It just goes straight up here into the top. Of course, full instructions are available in the kit, pictorial instructions, but that's not all we're offering. What I'm also offering is I'm going to do a YouTube video, a tutorial, step by step for the kits to take you through each of the stages. So you can follow along, you can watch the video first, and then you can follow along and pause it so you know you're getting it absolutely right.
So even a beginner can do that?
Even a beginner can do this. Obviously this is not for children, you've got to be of an age where you're competent. So everything you need here is there. We've got a nice brass bulb holder. That's a plastic test tube, not a glass one. The water is well away from any electrics on there, and say the rose just sets it off nicely. And now we can move over to the second kit that I've produced. This was really with Father's Day in mind. Of course, both these are available on the Saltaire inspired Shop Appy site. And this is the Pipe Man, the key holder. As you can see, he's standing here, sat here with the keys in his hand there, looking after them for you. How often have you put your keys down? Don't know where you put them.
Again.
No, so he will look after your keys, dad's keys, granddad's keys, whatever. And that's through this lovely little magnetic hook, very strong.
Oh, it comes off.
Very strong neodymium hook there. So and you can just hook your keys on there. It'll take up to 40 pounds in weight. You can have a hell of a bunch of keys to 40 pounds in weight.
I like that because it won't break off.
Oh no, it
It's
won't
actually a
break off.
magnet.
Yep. And again, the box, nice little box there, and all the bits here. Again, we've got the grommet already in to the tea there, so it's just a matter of following the instructions, watching the videos on YouTube. Now, of course, all these are industrial components, and as you can see, if you look closely at this, there's natural rust appearing on the threads. That's okay, you can brush that off, and it's not going to harm the lamp or anything. Some people like that. Some people like the fact that it looks very industrial. I sometimes leave my lamps like that, but just to show you what I've done on these two lamps is I've actually painted the threads, because sometimes that looks nicer for the lamp. And to do that, we've got a little kit that you can buy if you wanted to, along with the lamps, and it's £7 extra to the cost of the lamp. The lamps are both £65, by the way, plus postage and packing. The lamp, what I call the paint and polish kit. So you've got the little tub there, little tin of chrome, metallic chrome paint, which with the craft brush that is supplied can be easily used just to paint the threads, the exposed threads. So these exposed threads, you can never do these up completely. So the little bit of exposed thread, you might want to leave it, or you could paint it up with the chrome enamel paint. And then when all the lamp has been painted, you can give it this wonderful sheen that you can get on these components using the only metal polish that I would recommend. It's a little pot here. I've got a big vat of it, but this is a little pot called Mass, M-A-A-S. It's the best metal polish that I've ever found. Do not use the things like Brasso and that sort of thing, because they don't seem to work very well, and they can actually harm the galvanized coating on these components. But this, you might think that's not a lot in there.
I was about to say, that doesn't look like a lot
You
in
need
there.
a tiny little bit, and it goes a long way. Use a soft cloth to put it on, and you'll know that it's working because the cloth will go black where you're getting rid, and it's actually making its way onto the galvanization, and then you polish it off with another cloth, and it goes really, really shiny. So that's the little kit. You haven't got to buy that, but that's available to you. So there we are. Now, as far as I know, these are the only pipe lamp kits available in the world. I have scoured the internet. See if anybody else has done them. You can buy bottle lamp kits, you can buy book lamp kits, and you can buy jam jar lamp kits, but you couldn't buy pipe lamp kits, especially with the nice characters that we've got here. But you can now. So
Sounds like a world exclusive to me.
I think it's a world exclusive here for Saltaire. The first ever pipe lamp kits available from Wacky Lamps. So thank you very much for joining us both today. It's been lovely to present this to you. And as I say, please follow us on YouTube. Follow us both on Instagram, Wacky Lamps and Toutique Boutique. And of course,
We'll be back.
we'll be back.
During the week.
During the week, yeah, because Steph's going to do some other makes to show you how to make things. And of course, look at everybody else on the Saltaire Inspired Shop Happy site. There's some wonderful makers on there. They would all have been at the show this weekend, but they're still there for you with all of their wonderful creations.
I've been looking myself.
Oh no, that's my credit card gone.
Yeah.
So thanks again for watching, and stay safe.